Hello, hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Woman to Woman with Joanne. Today, we have the privilege of interviewing the beautiful Miss Sandra Strain, who ran for her husband's unexpired term as Alderman at Large in the city of Madison, Mississippi, and won. And now she is preparing to run for her own term in June of this year. So, y'all, help me welcome the beautiful Miss Sandra Strain. Hello, y'all. I am so excited to have the beautiful Miss Sandra Strain on the Woman to Woman with Joanne platform today. Hello, Miss Sandra. How are you doing?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited to have you. This is just a wonderful, wonderful treat for me. So I wanted to have you on just to kind of talk to you about your story, talk to you about your position as Alderman at Large in Madison, Mississippi right now, and just your life in general. And then we want to talk about how you, just stepped in after your beautiful husband, transitioned. So we do want to talk about that as well. But our first question on Woman to Woman with Joanne is always, tell us where you were born and raised in this lovely, lovely state, Mississippi.
Northeast Jackson. Jackson, Mississippi has been my hometown, where I was born and where I was raised.
Awesome. So talk to us about growing up in Mississippi. My goal with this question is always just to show Mississippi in a positive light, because there's so much negativity about our beautiful state from people who just do not know. So tell us about your experience growing up here.
Can I just say that you are so right? The ones that talk about us don't know us, or they're jealous.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the latter.
Jealous. This is the most wonderful state in the entire world, and not to mention the people. I am a sucker for my state.
Yes.
Don't talk about my state. My kids laugh at me because I'm constantly defending our state. I'm constantly defending our people. There's no other place like it. We have so much to offer.
Yes, and it's just beautiful.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. I was telling, I think when Barbie was on a couple weeks ago, I was telling her how, my favorite part is just riding and just seeing the flatlands and seeing the patches of cows, and you'll see some horses here and there. And it's just beautiful just to ride and just look at the scenery. I love Mississippi.
I could talk forever about Mississippi.
Yeah.
Cost of living is low.
Yeah.
I mean, the people, hands down, are the most wonderful human beings. There's no other place like it. People say, excuse me, when they run into you. So good to see you, whether they've seen you before or not. You just feel, everywhere you go, it really does feel like home.
Yes.
I love it.
Awesome. So Sandra, talk to me about your position now. You are the Alderman at Large in Madison, Mississippi. So talk to us about how you got into, or how you came into that position right now.
My husband, God rest his soul, that's so painful to say. It really is. I don't ever really know how to say it, but transition is the first time I've heard that. That's a great choice of words. And he was the Alderman at Large for almost 7 years. And when he got sick, well, he didn't really, I guess he did get sick. He had a massive brain bleed and a massive stroke. And after that, he went into a coma, and we did the multiple hospitals. And by the good grace of God, we were able to bring him home for a couple of months. Thank you, Jesus. And he just had about 6 or 7 months left. Well, it was probably more like 7 months of unexpired term. And he and I had talked about this for a really long time, even before he got sick, about me coming in and doing something in politics and him maybe doing something else. But it was something that we had talked about forever. And even after we brought him home, when we realized that he probably wasn't going to get any better, I talked to him about it. And he absolutely understood everything. And we both got a little teary-eyed. He squeezed my hand, nodded his head. I mean, he knew that I would take care of this city like I would take care of my own family. And so I did. I ran for his last 7 months, and by the good grace of God and the incredible people of Madison, I was able to win. I won by 92%, which is an absolute God thing. And so I'm running now. I'm getting ready to run again in June to have my own 4-year term.
That is beautiful. That is just beautiful.
I
So,
thank God.
yes, ma'am. So talk to me about, well, tell us what an alderman does. So for the people who just don't know.
I get that question a lot. And really, one of the other aldermen, who's just as sweet as can be, said, when people ask you that, because I do get it all the time, she said it gives them a second voice. Each ward has an alderman, and then you've got an alderman at large. So if there is a problem in your neighborhood, like after the last storm, we had a lot of limbs and stuff pile up, and our people, bless them, were running around trying to get everything picked up. If you have a pile that's been there forever, then you would call your local alderman, and then just to make sure that you're getting someone else in too, they could call me and just say, hey, look, I've talked to one of the aldermen, and I just wanted you to know too, please will you make sure they get it up? And then we try to help them get it picked up so they don't have to stare at it forever, and just really be an extra voice and someone else that they can reach out to when they have a question or when they have a problem.
In their neighborhood or in their community.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So tell me how it has been for you filling your husband's shoes, but then getting ready to run for your first term for your own self.
I really don't even know what to say other than I just feel so connected to him. It's just connected to him, really. And I've always done so much with Warren. When he ran for office, we both went door to door. We had all the connections and the relationships that we made together. It's just almost like a bittersweet because I'm doing it alone now, and rather than us having each other to just feed off of each other and give advice to and be each other's crutch, it's a little nerve-wracking to be trying to fill his incredible shoes, but I thank God that I have that opportunity. I thank God that I have that connection with Warren and the connection with the people. And most importantly, we have the most wonderful mayor in the universe. And I know I'm partial. I can't help it. But let's just call it what it is. She's fantastic. She loves our city and we love her. And we appreciate everything that she's put into place to protect us. And the same thing with our aldermen and women. I need to get that right. They are fantastic. And so I feel like, and again, I'm a little partial, that I was just a really good fit. Warren and I both were a really good fit. And it worked. And I know that together, all of us can continue the level of excellence that Mayor Mary has had in place forever now, because that's all we want. We want our city to be a great, safe place where our children's children will also be safe and have a great place to call home.
That is just beautiful. That is beautiful.
You're sweet. Thank you.
All right, you guys, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more Woman to Woman with Joanne.
Whether buying or selling a home, service counts. Lynette Sutler with One Star Realty is your trusted realty agent with over 10 years of experience and ready to serve you, giving you the star treatment. Call Lynette Sutler today to get the service you deserve.
During a public health crisis, it can be hard for those facing domestic abuse to know what to do. Being confined in the same space as an abuser can increase threats to safety, and leaving an abusive relationship during a crisis can be even more difficult than normal. You can help. Ask them how they want to connect and be creative. Be supportive and believe them. Help them think through how to stay safe. Following these tips, you can help victims of domestic violence stay safe during COVID-19.
All right, you guys, we're back and we're still here with the lovely Miss Sandra Strain. So Sandra, talk to us about what you do on a day-to-day basis, other than being the Alderman at Large.
And mom.
And mom, yes.
That's the most important job.
Yes.
One of my favorite jobs is being mom to two.
Yeah.
But I'm so thankful, and it's really incredible, my story about how I got this job that I do every day, Monday through Friday. Every single day is just a joy because of this job, and I'm so thankful. The day after I won the election, this is what a God thing this was. I woke up to, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm so excited. And then I get a couple of messages for job opportunities. And this particular job at the Orchard came from a friend, and I knew that I wanted to investigate the other job opportunities that I had for that day, but my heart kept pulling me back to this one at the Orchard. And I read the job description and, of course, interviewed for it and got it. It was a brand new position. And what it is community relations director. And I do some public relations also. And it is the most incredible job in the whole entire world because it incorporates people, of course, but elderly. And I love that more than anything. I think you know that. I'm such a people person. And oftentimes, I hate to say this, but senior citizens are overlooked, our animals are overlooked, our special needs children are overlooked. So they've always been my heart and soul. And that's where I just feel like I belong and I love it. And when I tell you it's a joy to go in every day, not only do I get to work at the Orchard, I get to do a lot of external communications and meet wonderful people that do similar things that we do. But most importantly, I get to educate people, promote awareness about how important it is to find the right place to put your loved one. And I can say that from not a senior citizen end of it, but from we needed a place for my husband Warren. You know, and even at the Orchard, we have, first of all, let me say this, we're on 17 gorgeous acres. So it's a huge place. And it's a retirement community, but we also have independent living, assisted living, we've got the nursing home side, and then we've got memory care.
Oh, wow.
Which is wonderful.
It is wonderful.
You know, and we're in the process of having an opening at the end of next month on the 27th, actually, of our brand new building, which is the Rose Garden. And it will house men and women with Alzheimer's, dementia, just memory care issues. I love it.
That's beautiful. So what are some of the things that you get to do on your job as far as connecting with the residents there? I saw on Facebook where I think y'all have like a Hawaii Day. Is that right?
Our Rebecca McCandles is our creative director. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I've blanked out at her position, but she's our activities director.
Yes.
Hello, Sandra. Oh my gosh. Yes. And so I'll go in and I'll take photographs and she'll take photographs and we keep up our Facebook. And then one day I was so excited for the St. Patrick's Day event that they had, I was able to take my dog Bentley.
Oh,
He was a hit. That was probably one of my favorite days ever because for a solid hour we did tricks and he shook hands and he ate peanuts from everybody and rolled around on the floor. And it was just so wonderful. So I get to help her too and give her ideas. Like we're going to bring in some of my pageant girls and let them sing. But most importantly, my favorite part is getting to meet the people that live there. That's my absolute favorite. And I don't have an office like in the main area. I'm actually in my own apartment. So not only are we neighbors, but they walk by, they come in, they visit. I love it. When we did the COVID shots for everybody, it was boots to the ground. So we were out there making sure that we got everybody and had everybody in order and everybody was safe. And I really get to do a lot and I love it. And no 2 days are alike, but most importantly, getting to just meet people
Yes.
New people, people that I've known, people that knew me when I was growing up, people that knew my husband, the stories, it's just unbelievable. Making sure that families know that their families could be in better hands is my primary job. That's what I want to do, is make sure people know that the Orchard is the most wonderful place in the world for your family.
That is beautiful.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
And you get to live there. You have your own apartment.
I know, it's great. I don't literally live there, but yeah. But yes, I have my own apartment. And look, when the new building opens up, I'll move over. I'll have my own office in the front, and it's a beautiful office, if I say so myself. And so many of the residents are like, "Are you really going to move?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes." But I promise I'm going to keep coming back. I'm trying to get him to get me a golf cart so I can just go from building to building, because I can't leave my precious residents. They're so wonderful.
That's great. And it seems like you just light up when you talk about it. So it just seems like a joy. It seems like it fills your heart to be there and be around.
Can I tell you that? You're so kind to say that. And it really is an understatement. I love my boss. I know I've said I love a lot today, but I'm one of those that loves really hard.
Yes.
You know that? And what you see really is what you get. You saw me set up, right? I love people, but I love my boss. I love the administrative team, the people in the kitchen, the housekeepers. That's something else that I get to do. I make it a point to have a appreciation day once a month for our wonderful kitchen staff, our housekeeping staff. That's what our bosses want us to do, is to make sure that everybody on the inside knows that they're just so incredibly appreciated.
Yes. And everything they do matters.
Everything they do, from one edge of that building to the other, from maintenance to housekeeping to administrative staff, we couldn't do it without them.
That's amazing.
Even to our guys that deliver our food. Yeah, it really is. I do light up because I love it. I do.
Beautiful.
I can't tell a lie. I love it.
I love the spirit.
Thank
I
you.
love the feel of this show today.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys, I hope y'all are smiling. We're going to take another short break, and we will be right back with more Woman to Woman with Joanne.
During a public health crisis, it can be hard for those facing domestic abuse to know what to do. Being confined in the same space as an abuser can increase threats to safety, and leaving an abusive relationship during a crisis can be even more difficult than normal. You can help. Ask them how they want to connect and be creative. Be supportive and believe them. Help them think through how to stay safe. Following these tips, you can help victims of domestic violence stay safe during COVID-19.
Whether buying or selling a home, service counts. The Net Sutler with One Star Realty is your trusted realty agent with over 10 years of experience and ready to serve you, giving you the star treatment. Call a Net Sutler today to get the service you deserve.
Okay, you guys, we are back and we're still smiling, so I hope you guys are excited to be back. So, Miss Sandra, talk with us about what I want to talk about now is how you're coping with the loss of your husband, and then we want to know how you met your husband, when y'all got started.
Which one do you want to know first?
let's talk about how y'all met.
Okay. Here I go with love. I love how we met.
Yeah.
We met at WLBT.
WLBT.
He was anchoring the weekends and reporting during the week, and I was an intern from Mississippi College.
Awesome.
I
I remember
love
him being
it.
on WLBT.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, and that's how I met him. That was probably the best day of my entire life. That was when my life absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, changed.
Awesome.
And I had a pretty decent life, but when I met him, it was just phenomenal. I met my soulmate at that station,
Yeah.
and they will always be my family. I
Yes.
sing the WLBT praises every day, and my advisor at college,
Yeah.
because he was the one that helped me pick WLBT.
That's awesome.
I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
Uh,
Tell us the story. Did your eyes meet or what? Tell us the story about how
you really don't want the
I
story.
would. No.
You really don't want the story. He was so good looking. I just thought, oh brother, you know that. And when I met him at that time, I knew that I wanted to be on TV, and my whole mission was certainly not to be having any kind of relationship with anybody, because I was so content with myself. And I had a career path. I was a senior in college, but when I met him, I don't know. I think I lost it totally. I lost absolutely everything. And I'll never forget the first time he talked to me, I just thought, he's good looking. He's coming over here to mac on me. He's no more interested in me than the man on the moon. And then he came by and was like, I'm going to have to get your phone number. And I thought, yeah, right. You'll never call me. And then he came back into one of the editing days where I was editing a video, and he closed the door and he went, I have to have your phone number. And I went, oh my gosh. So I gave him my number. And of course I went home and I told my mom, I was like, look, don't get excited. I'm not getting excited. He probably won't call. And he said, I'll call you tonight. And do you know he did? It was like right after the 6 o'clock newscast.
Wow.
Yeah, I still know the time. And he did. And he called me, and it was really crazy because we did it all in 11 months.
Wow.
We met, we dated. He asked me to marry him the first time after 2 months. And I was totally terrified, and I said no. I was so scared. We broke up for a week. It was the single worst week of my life. And then we got back together, and then that was it. We got engaged, we got married, and the rest really is history. 26 years. This past March would have been 27 of us together.
Yes, ma'am.
It's just unbelievable.
Talk to us about how you're coping with the loss of Mr. Strain. Talk to us about that.
I don't even really know how I'm coping. It's crazy. I pray all the time.
Yes.
I count on the people around me, my family, my friends, my godmother, my children. I couldn't do it without them. The citizens of Madison continuously continue to check on us and how are you? And I cry a lot. And it's insane to me, but I am still stunned. And do you know, every morning I still get up and I have a new reality. And do you know how long it's been? This past week made it 5 months that he's been gone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I still get up in the mornings and I realize, oh my gosh, he's really, every morning I still get up and go, oh my gosh, he's really not here. Oh, it's awful and it's hard and you have to keep going. And people tell me all the time, oh my gosh, you're so strong. And I say, I'm really not. You just have two choices. You can crawl in a hole and die and follow, which is what you really feel like you want to do, but then you get your sense and sensibility and realize I have a family. I'm leaving it all in God's hands. And then you just realize that you've got to get it together and keep on keeping on, and then find those little things that make you happy, truly happy, like your family, like being Alderman at Large, like working, being the community relations director at the Orchard. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that I wouldn't even be here if it were not for God. Every single thing, even throughout all of this craziness, I've never doubted my faith. I've never questioned my faith. If anything, I've drawn even closer, which I never thought I could, to God and my faith. But even in the middle of our despair, He's allowed doors to open. And I feel like with Warren's help, my angel, and God, that together, they're just helping us navigate our new normal. But it's an adjustment and it's hard. And I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I tell people all the time, I hope I took it for the team so nobody else will have to go through what we've been through.
Right. Yeah, definitely understand. Well, what advice, if any, would you give to a young lady who may be going through the same thing that you've been through or that you're going through right now? How would you encourage them to keep moving?
I would encourage them to address all of the issues we never addressed. There was a lot, because I grew up in a home where it was taboo to talk about death and talk about, it was like you're putting a jinx on yourself, which is the craziest thing in the universe. What's crazy is not talking about it. Have that will.
Yes.
Make sure you have that, not just power of attorney, but you need a durable power of attorney. There's so many things that you need to have done. Do you know that I've even gone ahead, because this was so taboo, I've pre-planned my own funeral. We've already bought the cemetery plot. Like when I went in and had to do Warren's, I was a wreck. I don't even remember going in and doing that, but I can tell you this, going in and doing my own was completely different than going in and doing Warren's. I took my son in because my daughter was like, Mom, I can't handle it. I'm not going. But I tried to laugh about it with my son, you know, and and we even turned it into a family thing, which, oh my gosh, if they see this, they're going to kill me. But we all bought plots together. I turned it in. It was like, look, we've always been glued up each other's neck. We're going to take it one step further and just be totally glued together. So we got some plots together, you know, because we're going to be thick as thieves even later. You know, so I mean, if you just turn it into something, something a little bit positive, doesn't have to be so taboo. Know those passwords. Know what retirement looks like. Know what insurance looks like. Know what benefits look like. It's just so much, but it really it would save you unimaginable amounts of grief, because that's hard to do in addition to grieving such a massive loss. I really look back and I say it is only by God's divine intervention and grace that we've made it this far.
Yes, definitely. Well, Sandra, you have a beautiful story.
You're so sweet.
And your strength, you say you're not strong, but you are strong. And your strength comes from the one that you keep thanking so much. It comes from God. You said you pray a lot. You pray all the time. That's where your strength comes from. That's where your help comes from. So I am lifting you up in prayer that God will continue to strengthen you and continue to give you the strength to move forward and put the smile that you have on your face on so many other faces.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. What a pleasure.
This has been my pleasure, my absolute honor.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, you guys. Thank y'all so much for joining us for another episode of Woman to Woman with Joanne. We look forward to seeing you next time. Like this, share this, tell people about us. See y'all next time. Love you much. Bye.
If you would like to be a guest on the show, or if you'd like to sponsor an episode, please reach out to us. You can email us at joanne@womantowomanwithjoanne.com.